Hello.
Hello.
Hi, Rita. Good evening.
Hi. Good evening.
Sorry, in the last one, it like,
Yeah, that's okay. Just a extra checked for your message, but at evening I didn't check. I mean, at around 4 or something, I just checked for the message. I thought that you were busy with some. Just you mentioned that you had some guest,
yes.
so I thought that we would
Okay, okay.
actually also.
I could see her on online, so I thought like maybe you might see.
No, by default it will be in the. I will be in the login mode in the laptop. That's why
Okay, okay, okay. Cool.
I won't log out. That's the reason.
Okay, okay. Maybe I thought like you might have busy, so that's why you could not respond. No
Today
problem.
also, unfortunately, just I opened that. I thought that you told that if in case you are okay, then you will start the class in the middle of the week also.
Yes,
So
yes.
that's why just I want to check the message. Suddenly I saw that.
Okay, okay, cool. You could able to manage, right? All your activities.
Yeah.
Cool. No, then no
Everything.
problem.
Yeah.
So you're able to see my screen now.
Yeah. I'm able to see that.
So this is the topic which I discussed during our last discussion.
Yes.
So do you have
Very.
done any of the discussion topic?
No.
Okay.
Just yeah, we discussed about the arrays also, right? Yeah.
Just we discussed about the arrays, right? The theoretical part, like, so we haven't seen the example work.
Yeah. Just advantages and disadvantages we just
Okay.
discussed.
Do you remember them, like the advantage and disadvantage?
Yeah, I do the remember the disadvantage. We can't extend the memory of, the array size which we have declared. We can't extend that.
Okay. Yes.
That's the main disadvantage of that.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and one more thing is advantage is it's all the values are going to save in the same block.
Side by
All
side blocks. Side by side blocks.
side by side blocks. So I think they're saving the memory like that, I think.
Yeah, and it's the continuous memory allocation, and you can access with the indexes
Yes.
rather than you do
Yeah,
not,
we can access with the indexes, right?
and you do not need to remember all those variable names when you know the array name, right?
Yes. No need to remember all the variable names. Just we can ping with the array name.
Yes, exactly. So what I'll do, so I'll directly go with the first example on this one.
Yeah. But we can extend the array memory by declaring new array, right? By creating.
New array you can create, but when you create a new array, what you have to do, you need to copy all the values from the existing to new array, right?
The same array we can't extend it.
Same array we cannot extend.
So it is a disadvantage only. Okay.
Right. So suppose you have a array name which the blocks are 10. So
Okay.
on the new array, I can create an array B with blocks 10. I can copy all the data from A to B. But you are creating a new one, right?
Yes.
You are not able to do the existing one.
Yes.
So there we are talking about the collection size. That's where advantage. It automatically increments the sizes. Like it makes your room for you.
Yeah. So advantages is it saves the memory.
It increases the size automatically. Developer do not need to
No, array advantages.
advantages is what you're saying.
So it saves the memory. The advantage is,
Code optimization. First of all, it makes the code optimized. We can retrieve the data with just a simple name, right, with an index.
yeah, you said code optimization on that
Yes,
day. Yes.
yes, under random access. You
Yeah.
can get any point of time at any variable with this array name, index name. Let's say
Okay.
fifth position. So I'll say fifth. I should be able to get the fifth value.
Okay.
And the disadvantage is size limitation.
Okay.
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 So we'll go with the first single dimensional, then we'll proceed with the multi-dimensional.
Okay.
This is a very clear variable. This indicates that we are dealing with the array whose name is A, which can allocate blocks for 5. That means
Yeah.
L is 5. Want to store RM values? Simply I'm saying. Want to store the values for all those things? So index starts with 0 in Java. Okay. So
Yes.
when I say 5, it's 0 to 4. 1, 2, 3, right?
Yeah.
These are the values are stored. And if you want to see the values, either you can print them directly if you know the name, or else if you want to have some kind of dynamic program, you need to use a loop, right? If you don't know
Yeah.
the size, how many elements, so you can go for the loop. Also simply. It depends on the size, right? So you want to calculate the size on the fly using the array name. Here length is going to give us a value 5 in this case. This is going to help us in giving the values which are stored from these locations from this array.
Okay.
Right? Simple demonstration. Just declared our array name and we have access with a different format, right?
Yeah.
This
Understood.
this is the latter part of in case if you are storing. This is one way of working. And if you know the values in the early stage at the time of declaration, means at the time of declaring the variable itself, if you know the values, you can do the other approaches. Whatever the values. So
okay, we can do this way also.
Declaration and assigning a value. So both things. So here you have mentioned that I want 5 blocks, but you have mentioned that I'm giving you 6 values. So you're giving 6 values, so you're going to take care of creating 6 blocks.
Okay.
Right? So both the things happening at the same time. Means all these 5 lines are done in a single line, right? When you know the value.
Each value is stored in each block.
Yes, exactly. So you're saying 6 blocks, 6 values, right? 6 blocks are going to be created, and in each block, it's going to store in the same order: 0th location, first location, second location, third, fourth, fifth.
Okay.
Okay. So now I'll remove 60 to make this program sing. So output is same, right? These 5 lines are just replaced with a single line now. Clear?
Understood.
This is and this one. This is how the single dimensional works. Now I'll just go with the multi-dimensional. When I say multi-dimensional, any idea like we'll be having the matrix representation when maybe in the schooling in the colleges?
No, in my colleges also I used to get confused at this double diet. I used to stuck with this.
Confused? No, it's clear. But we will try now.
Yeah, we will try. Now it's important, right? I need to understand.
Declaring a multivariable. This indicating that the same way. Name is A. This indicates that number of rows and this indicates number of columns. That means 3 rows and 3 columns means 9 blocks, right?
3 rows.
3 rows and 3 columns. It's 9 blocks, right?
Okay, okay. But 3 plus 3 is 6, right?
Let me open Eclipse. Sorry, Excel. Who told plus we need to operate?
Oh no, just for 3 rows and 3 columns. So it gets, I thought that it's 6.
So I'll show you that's why like I'm taking the Excel sheet. Three rows and 3 columns means how many 3 rows and 3 columns are here? Highlighted block.
Nine. That's nine.
That's what we are representing here, right?
Okay.
3 rows and 3 columns for
3
each row.
columns. Okay.
So simply you can say 3 into 3.
Okay.
The mathematical
Okay.
system, we might call it as 3 by 3.
Okay, 3 by 3. Yes.
But overall, it's like a Cartesian between those two.
Okay.
Representation of rows and columns. Okay.
Okay.
Now we want to store the values in the same way. Nine values, right? 3.
Yeah, 9 values.
Welcome back to this. This one, first row, first column, right?
First row, first column, yes.
So, because it starts with 0, we call it a 0th row, 0th column. This is called 0th row, first column. 0th row, second column, right? The same way, first row,
First row,
first row, 0th column, right?
Yes, first row, 0th column.
First column. First row, second column. Second row, 0th column.
Second row, 0th column.
Second row, first column. Second row, second column, right? Same thing I'm going to mention here. 0th row, 0th column. So first column to second column. First row, 0th column. First row, first column. 0, 1, next to 2. Now we understood why I mentioned the base values. Each and every axis. So first we are talking about one row, second row, third row.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
Now you're able to map. You give the values like whatever you wish. I'm just giving simple values for our convenience. Right? Is that not clear?
Yes.
So,
right now it's clear.
So right, it's like the multiple blocks, right? And the number of rows and columns. It's like tabular format. So definitely we need to have the 2 loops. Earlier we have 1 loop because it's a single dimension. But now we go for the 2 dimension. So this is to repeat the number of rows.
Okay.
Dot length is going to give us 3.
Okay.
It gets 3 rows. So for each row, how many columns? So ideally, in this case, 3. But we are not fixing it 3. So your program can, if you give 3, it works. But I do not want to fix it with a value. So I wanted to make it dynamic. Means in future, if we change it to 5, still this should work. You do not come back and do not need to modify. That's where like I'm making a dynamic one. Okay. Based on the length of this one, I'm just taking the decision, how many times how to repeat it.
Okay.
And here 3 by 3 means 3 rows and 3 columns. That means for each row, so once again we are saying A of I of length means this is going to give a number of columns for each row. So ideally we will be getting 3 rows, 3 columns. We will be getting 3 rows, and for each row we will be getting 3 columns here, right?
Here A dot length means what it is going to give?
A dot length is going to give the number of rows.
Number of rows. And A of I dot length? Number
of columns for each row. First time when you say I equal to 0, this is you're talking about first row, right? So
yes.
Yeah, first row length is here. If you look at it, this is there is a possibility that you might be having something like this, right? This is also called one kind of table of form, right? Here you do not have the value. So For the first row, inner loop, it will be 3. For the second one, it should give 2, right?
Okay.
2 columns, right? And the next one,
Oh,
2
yeah.
columns, right? So to make it dynamic program, that's why we created as I of length.
Okay. Okay.
You got?
Okay.
So here I can say
So,
directly 3. But I
so
do not want to say 3. I wanted to show you the dynamic nature.
okay. If you don't want to show the dynamic nature, what you're going to declare over there?
3 done.
Just okay.
Done. You're done.
Okay. Okay. If you want to give it dynamically, so okay.
So what happens with this one is, let's say in future you change this size to something else.
Yeah.
So
But once we change the size, we need to add the values also, right?
adding the values, maybe you can do it. My
Okay. The for loop.
intention is like adding the values, anything, it can be done anyway. But at the end, when you are processing, it should also be dynamic, right?
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Got it?
Okay.
That's where like I just showed you the dynamic one.
Okay.
So overall, this one is like it repeats for each and every. So that means it navigates to each block. So that means it iterates for 9 times, 3 by 3.
Okay.
Okay.
So A means directly it is going to take the rows over there.
Yes,
A dot length is the row length.
this one, when it gives you straightforward this one.
Yes. Okay. Okay.
For each individual maze, it gives you the blocks accordingly. Got it?
Okay.
When you run this, values will be in a vertical format 1 to 9.
Okay.
But I want this to be represented in a matrix form, something like this.
Okay.
So what are the things that needs to be made? Any code suggestion?
No idea.
So here System.out.println, right? When I
So
say
it gives the next new line.
new line, so first take out that way. Once you
Okay.
remove it, and it will be in the single line, everything. So
Oh, everything.
yeah,
Okay.
you remove a line, right? That means everything comes into single line. Now I want everything to be having space. I can use a space like this. Okay, and we have a tabbing option. So it gives a space for each and every block, right?
Oh, but just it gave the space, but it did not print it like 1, 2, 3 as one row and 4, 5, 6 as one row matrix. I mean.
And I do not want to write everything single line, and I do not want to say directly that this is done. I want to show you step by step. That's where like I just moved everything into single row, and then I give you as for each and everything. So this is the place.
Dot space also just.
This one.
Yeah, it gives the space.
It gives you the new line.
Yeah, it gives me the new line. Yes. Okay.
So I can write everything in single line. I wanted to show.
How is it able to break first 3 letters like that?
We are in first row, right?
Yes.
And we are done with first row.
Okay.
We're done with first row, and it executes the remaining logic, right? So here we are putting new line. Then it moves to the second row.
Okay.
And it repeats for each and every row all the columns.
Okay.
But
Got it.
Now you can write mathematics exam as well. So maybe up to certain extent clear now, the mapping?
Yeah, mapping is clear.
Okay. So what in this one, we just made it a dynamic. Otherwise, we can make it directly 3. But ideally in the real time, so we always go for dynamic one. We do not want to do it. We know that it's a 3, but still we go for some kind of fixing thing.
Okay.
So at the point of time, make it more dynamic. Clear?
Clear.
The wrapper classes. Have you ever used the wrapper classes? Like for what exactly the wrapper classes?
No idea.
Okay, have you heard the term?
No, even the term also, I did not remember this.
Okay, so
I think I didn't heard.
Okay, these are especially used to represent the primitive data types of your Java in terms of objects. You have
Primitive data types. Okay, that int short.
exactly. You have 8 primitive data types, right? Byte, boolean, char, short, long, int, float, double.
Yeah, yeah.
So those are primitive means regular data types, and if you want to make them convert as an object, so wrapper classes are going to help us in converting them to the form of objects.
Okay.
Okay. For each and every primitive type, we have a corresponding wrapper object. So when I say int, we have an integer. When I say long, we have long. Okay, like
Corresponding object. I mean, do you want to say the corresponding
object for each primitive data type. You have 8 primitive data types, right? We have 8 objects.
Yes, yes. Okay.
8 objects are available to convert your primitive data type into object format. Let me show you those names. So, integer, float.
So wrapper classes create objects for these data types.
I'll show you the example. Generally, when I say int equal to this, I is a simple variable, right? I is
Yes.
not an object. When I say object can get the value and set the value and everything. But now
It's a variable, right?
it's just a variable. Now I value passed to j. So now j is an object.
Object, yes.
Okay, that's what like converting your primitive data types into corresponding object. These are the 8 wrapper classes that are available. But to convert it, double variable, you have to use this guy, and if you want to use short, you have to use this guy. That means corresponding variables. So I want to convert integer means I'm using this integer class.
Okay.
This your variable number. So that means this I is no more a simple variable because this I is converted into object format. If you want to print the value of I, simply now how you used to do, right? This is what you do. Usually for the j dot, because it's an object, it's a method. It is having a method to get some value. Like it's having a lot of methods internally to process the data which is there inside that variable.
Okay.
Got
Okay, j.intValue.
Yeah, j is an object, right?
Yes, yes.
So the object, how you get the value, there is a method to got the value. But for I, we cannot apply any method. It's a simple variable, right? I cannot say I dot something.
Yeah, but just you assign the I value to j. Yes. I mean,
we just assign the value to j.
So j is now holding, right now it's holding the value 10, right?
Value perspective it is 10, but j is in the form of object.
Okay.
J dot, I can show you in Eclipse, it is going to have a lot of features.
So we can't print directly the object. We need to change it.
We can print the object. Let me show you an example that clarifies everything. Same example, take. So values perspective both are 10, right? Friend, I cannot say I dot something, right? It's a simple I is a variable. But I can say that it's having a lot of things inside. This is how we get the value. Do you remember that? Integer dot parseInt. Do you remember this one?
Yeah, just we are converting the integer. The string
value in the integer format, right?
Integer, yes.
That means parseInt is a method which is there in integer class.
Okay, it is a method there in the integer class. Yes, you told that.
It's a static method. That's the reason class name dot directly we are calling.
Okay.
Now you got it. So integer is an object which is having a lot of features. So if you want to use those features, you need to convert your primitive data type into that form of object.
So here we are going to convert the string to integer. So that's why we used integer.parseInt. I mean,
Exactly.
string converting to integer.
Integer, regular primitive integer, primitive type
Okay.
integer.
Mm.
So this is going to give you the int, but not
Yeah.
integer, right?
Int but not integer. What is
See,
So
int is
both are
nothing but,
same, right? Int value and integer.
see, int is a primitive data type. Integer is an
Yeah.
object.
Oh yes.
It's just now we just
Okay.
discussed.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Just to avoid the confusion, I wrote the statement, but not to
Okay.
confuse you. Now you're clear. The return value perspective, it's going to give the primitive value, not it's going to give the object. If you want to
Got it.
convert that into, so definitely I need to go for this.
Okay. The return type, it is going to give the int value.
This is a primitive value.
Yeah, primitive value.
Got it. Like that, you are having methods in almost in all the wrapper classes.
Okay.
So we have seen the int value, right? So int value I have seen, right? The same way you can say float value, you can say, and float object. You can say long value, you can say short value, you can say byte value. These are the methods with respect to objects, right?
Okay.
Means if you declare integer variable, you can get the value as int value. So if you declare long variable, you can say that dot long value method. If you declare a boolean value, you can say dot boolean value method.
Value method.
Right?
Okay.
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 And the conversion perspective, so far like we have already seen that parseInt, right?
Okay.
The same if you want to convert the string into the float format, you have parseFloat. So these are various methods which are available.
Okay.
Got it?
Okay. These are also methods.
Exactly.
Parse. So we are going to convert the object into the integers, right? I mean, parseInt means.
ParseInt is nothing but they're going to convert string into a primitive data type.
Everything string int. Okay.
Yeah, integer dot parse into this one. Suppose if it's a float.
Yeah, but I have a small doubt, Srinivas.
Yes,
But
please.
here it didn't give any string. Just 10 is an in numeric value. I mean, it is an integer, right?
Yes.
So no need to do any conversions here right now in this program.
In this program, no need to convert anything.
But okay, just we are getting the value. Int value means getting the value
Exactly.
from the object. Okay.
So here, these are the various methods which are there to get the values on the corresponding thing.
Okay. So you told that we can print object, right?
It can print object directly. If you give J also, it can print.
Yeah, but we can directly print the J, right? Without using the get method. I mean, getting value method, init value.
This is just a, it's going to print the J. Very good. Yeah, middle of topic. Ideally, when I say printing J, it's going to print the J.
Okay.
But the primitive value is this one. Suppose if I want to store the value, so I'll say J dot. So I got the actual primitive value from the J into my primitive variable.
Okay, I mean, if we want to take any other new variable, then we need to give like this, or else directly we can print the J. I mean, if you...
In reality, we are not going to print to directly, right? We will use for some purpose, some calculation or something, right?
Okay.
But here, not only
So,
for
okay,
new
in real
variable,
time work.
I might say that J dot int value plus something else, some other calculation. I might do all the conversion, right?
Okay.
So in that case, we need to go for this kind of methods.
Okay.
Now, can you correlate now?
Okay.
Any
Yeah.
confusion? Let me know so that I can explain from the beginning.
Yeah, I'm fine. It's okay. I understood.
Okay. So here, This is the various methods on the corresponding thing. When I say char value, I'll be saying character.char value, right? At the same
Oh,
way,
yes.
these are the various methods that are there on the corresponding class to convert the string to a respective
String
type.
to, yeah.
The reason why I'm telling all this is because we are dealing with the wrapper classes. Earlier, we
Yeah,
have
yeah.
already used this one because we need to, like, as part of that learning curve, we need to use that example for some reason, right?
Okay.
That time, like, we have to use this one.
Hmm.
Just to tell
Understood.
you that, yeah. Float dot parseFloat, right?
Hmm.
Syntax also you do not need to remember when it's a parseFloat. So it's expecting string. So whatever the value if you say it's going to give you something, we try to convert into a float value.
Okay.
Convert into float value, right?
Hmm.
Now you got it.
Understood.
So just wrapper class are just those are like all representing your primitive data type into objects. When it converts into objects, you can do a lot of things.
Okay. Okay.
You can apply all these functions and you can do a lot of things.
Okay.
So we need to use the conversion of an object.
Conversion of
Convert into object form.
okay.
Converting into
The
object.
variables, converting the sorry, not variables, the data types into objects, right?
Is respect to primitive types into respect to the objects.
Respective primitive types. Okay. So okay.
I'm
I
giving
mean,
I'm giving a general statement. When I say respect means suppose if you talk about int, you should convert into integer. If you talk about float, you should convert into floater.
oh, okay. Okay.
That's
Okay.
where like I'm referring one
Okay.
to one mapping.
Okay.
Because we have 8, right? So same statement 8 times we can add integer to integer, float to float means the corresponding we can say in the.
Yes. Yes.
Got it?
Understood.
Next on the constructor. Do you know for what purpose we use constructor?
Exactly. I did not remember, but I know only one thing is the class name and method name is if same. I mean, if the method name is same for as class name, then it would be a constructor. I know only that.
Okay.
I remembered only that.
Okay. So constructor is a kind of a special kind of a method, especially used for initializing your data members, right? If you have some
Especially,
initializing your fields,
okay, initializing of fields. Okay.
it's data, the field which are declared in the class level. So if you want to have some kind of a values to be provided for them, so this is a place where you can do all this kind of a coding stuff.
Okay.
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 When this this constructor is going to be created, as and when we create an instance for any class, if there is
Okay.
any constructor defined for it, it is going to invoke automatically.
Okay. Once when we create an instance for the class.
It's going to invoke that constructor automatically.
Okay. Okay. By default, we have constructor for the classes.
By default, we'll write a constructor, but it all depends on the requirement. If you want to initialize something, you might have
Okay.
declared a variable in the top, but I want
Okay.
my program, as and when my program started, I want to assign with some value, fix it some value. You are going
Okay.
to write that value in the constructor level. So whoever is creating variable for your class, they'll see the value as 10.
Okay.
Okay. Constructor is like a place where you can provide initialization for all your variables. You can do anything.
Construction at the place where
You can provide initial values to all your variables, class variables.
initial values to the okay.
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 It's a generally suggested place, but you can write anything inside that constructor. You can write any logic, but basically those are meant for initialization.
Okay.
It's not going to stop you that you're writing something else when you talk about initialization. You can write initialization, and you can write whatever you want. But it's a place for initialization because it is the first thing that is going to happen when you create a variable.
Okay.
That's where we go for initialization in that area.
Hmm.
Okay. You have two
Okay.
types of constructors: default constructor and the parameterized constructor.
Hmm.
Default means, so if your constructor doesn't have any brackets as associated, any parameters that are not passed, that is called the default one. The second one, when I say parameterized, it can have any parameter that you are going to pass to your constructor to assign with the default value. For example, in the initialization as I said, right? So if you want to have the variable to be initialized with your choice.
Okay.
So what we can do, we can pass those values in the parameter and you can mark those values as assigned to your default variable. Got the
Okay.
reference?
Okay.
Default constructor is you are not going to pass anything. The parameter constructor, you are going to pass something because you wanted to create the object with that value.
Okay.
Okay. So choice is given to user that if you want to create an object with so and so value, go with that option.
Okay.
Any confusion?
I'm a little bit confused. I think better if we will go for the example, then I may understand.
Yes, it's simple one. As the statement that you said, the constructor name should be the same as the class name, then only it will be classified as a constructor, right?
Yeah, I know only that.
If you know that, then
Is that right? Is that right, Srinivas? If the method name is same as class name, then it is a constructor.
you should not have the return types and all those things. I do not want to confuse at this moment.
Okay.
The statement is just name should match.
Oh yeah, that's the name should, if the name matches, then it is a constructor, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So you should not have any return type and all those things. Rules comes into picture, but not get confused at this moment.
Okay, okay.
Clear? Yes.
Yes.
That's good. This is a default constructor, right?
Okay.
Class name and method names are same.
Yes.
So then this is called constructor. And when this code is invoked, as in when you create a variable and you create an instance for this class, then the logic inside this constructor is going to be invoked automatically.
So we didn't specify any return type or any access modifier for that.
This access modifier is depends on the like if you want to have the public and public, private, and all these things you can mention.
Yeah,
No,
I
you
mean,
mark it as default one.
okay, by default we will create something method name with surely with return type and some access modifier, right?
But this
Most
one
of the times.
you're not going to give any return type.
Yeah, for constructors.
You can specify the access, specify the public and the private and those things.
Okay, okay.
I'm saying is equal to. So I just created a variable for like.
Okay.
So in this case, it's not going to call your constructor. You just declared a variable, but you haven't created an instance, right?
Yeah.
So now when I say like this, it's calling it indicates that you are creating instance. When I say it's creating instance, it automatically calls this guy.
Okay. But actually it should not call. Why? Because it is not a static method. How we can call? A static method, it calls only a static method, or else we need to create object for the class, right?
That's what we are doing. We are creating object.
For the class, oh, okay, student. Yeah, you created. Yeah, sorry, same name, right? Yeah, I got confused that you.
You just created an object for your class.
Okay.
You created an object with initialization. It's going to call the corresponding constructor.
Okay.
This is how invoking a default constructor, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you can have only one default constructor for your class.
Default constructor.
I cannot have one more copy of the same one, right?
Okay.
The structure should same, right?
Yeah.
So we can have only one default, but parameters we can have any number. So let me show. I'll take to show you the parameter. We'll have one more thing. So this student is having two fields, number and name, right? So in the initial case, I just provided the empty one. So anybody wants to use my student class, I just provided a student object, the default constructor, right? They'll create variable. They cannot assign with any values of their choice.
Okay.
Right now, I'm going to provide them the provision. Student, first provision I'm providing only student number. If you know the student number, you can talk to me with this guy.
Okay.
So once you got the value, I'll say this. This we haven't discussed, right?
Okay. So, no, we didn't discuss about this.
So this we'll discuss. Do not confuse anything with that. So what are the value which are getting here? They're just storing.
No, you said something about this. I heard from you only. You said that.
Yeah, we use sometime.
Yeah, you use it. Yeah. But yeah, so got it.
After the constructor, we are supposed to discuss. That's why like I'm not focusing on that because it's early to discuss.
Okay, yeah.
So what are the value which you have received, and that value you are storing in this variable. That's all for now.
Okay.
So now you have given a rest of provision of with the value.
Okay. I mean, this holds the current object of, right? The current object of that method.
Yes.
Okay.
So now what you're doing, student S1 equal to new student of 100 means while creating this object, it's going to pass 100 here. When you pass 100, it's going to store 100 in this value. That means this S1 dot student number is going to have the value is 100.
Okay.
Got it?
Okay.
So I can have one more parameter constructor. So, but S1 dot name is having empty because you're not assigned any name to this guy.
Yes, we did not give any
so
method.
I want to provide the second provision now.
So we can do that in the same method only. I mean, behind the student number also, right? We can do that.
Behind the student number means I didn't get it.
Oh, you did that. Student number. No, just I was asking that instead of creating another method, just we can add that in the.
You are supposed to do that in this method only. If you create a separate method, how does that method know what you passed?
I mean, if you create that in before the student of int student number, there we can add the student name also.
Yeah.
Down student int student number. Here we pass the parameter. Yeah.
Yes.
There we can give
student name also we can give.
Yeah, we can give the student name as well.
Yes.
Yeah, just the thing what you did. Yeah. So that's what I got.
You need to think here the number of possibilities. Suppose you have one student number, use this one. Suppose you have student number name, use this one.
Okay.
Whatever the option you are having, I am giving you present. That means this is a class you are creating for whom, for someone who can use this your class.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
So you are providing a possible to stream. If you have everything, do this. If you have only one thing, then work this. Like that, you can provide number of combinations. As many number of combinations you can have, you can create unique number of combinations as such like this.
Okay.
Understood now?
Understood.
Let's confuse Harita, right?
Yeah. Harita, my name is. Yeah.
So when you do this one, it is called the default constructor, right?
Yes,
when you do this one, it is called the one value one. That means this method is called, this constructor is called. When you created this one, it is called this one, right? So depends on the values you are passing, is invoking the appropriate constructor, right?
But yeah.
Any confusion?
It did not print the values, right? I mean, it need to print the student number as.
Did we print it?
Oh,
If you're not
Come on,
getting, how to
we
give
did. Just we gave.
just
Come
leave it
on,
a
yes, yes.
variables. I do not want to write complete program straightforward. Right?
Oh, just
We just
okay.
created
Got
that.
it.
Actually, what we are trying to say at this moment is wanted to see how the combinations are going to be involved. What are the various combinations that we can create?
Okay, okay.
This is called the default constructor, and these two are called parameterized. That means you can have any number of parameterized constructors in your class, provided that should be unique set.
Unique set.
Means
Okay.
I
It should be okay.
can have one more like this, but
It should.
repeating, right?
Yeah. It
Just
should not.
repeating. So
Got it.
I can have something like this.
The parameters should be changed, or we can add new parameters like that.
I can have something like this. So now this is unique set,
Okay.
right? So in
Got
this
it.
one, in this class we have only two variables. I cannot go beyond this set.
Oh, the same thing you gave, but you just shuffled the things from
Yes.
integer to string.
It's a unique, right now.
Ah, okay.
So like I cannot go beyond this because I have only two. With these two, I can come up with only three combinations.
Okay.
Okay.
Understood.
So if you have few more variables, and then you can come up with a many number of combinations.
Okay.
So at the end, you should have the unique combination. Means either the first book and the first field and the second field, and the changing of the field names and changing of the orders, and then here we have only scope to change the switching of the variables. Only two variables are there.
Okay.
Next one, you just want to have the three, right? I'll just make it 3 to show you that it's calling that method.
Yes, 3.
Obviously, it should call the last one, 3, right?
Yeah.
So it
Yes.
depends on the value. How does it's call him? It's because it depends on the values you pass. It goes to this particular class. It says that integer and string is passed. It checks all the methods like where is integer and string is matching. So it invokes this guy.
Okay.
So it depends on the structure you invoke. In case if the structure is valid, it invokes corresponding mapping.
Okay.
Clear now?
Clear.
So we just made it as very minimized. So constructor as in and default constructor and the parameter constructor. And here we have provided the number of combinations, right? When you provide the number of combinations, that is called as the overloading, constructor overloading.
Okay. Okay.
Too many combinations provided, right? Depending on the variables, you will come up with the number of combinations as such.
Okay.
Now we are clear to what is constructor and little bit now.
Yeah, I'm clear.
Okay, cool. Okay, Artha, I think we are good for today.
Okay.
So we'll continue tomorrow. And in fact, like the last weekend, I did not get time to send you that list.
Okay.
For this weekend. Maybe you might have forget. So still, it's in my action.
Okay. Okay. But this weekend is long weekend. You may have some plans, right?
Still, no problem.
Okay.
I'll manage.
Okay. Okay.
Thank you very much, Artha.
Bye.
We'll continue tomorrow.
Okay. Bye.
Tomorrow also will be available.
Okay. Okay.
I planned for complete week, but it was only 2 days. So
okay. Okay.
okay. Yeah. Thank you. Bye.
Bye. See you.